Hi, I'm deborahalicia. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, thanks for the love. Tonight I'll be discussing trust. That's the channel message that I received today. So I'm going to start with the etymology of the word trust, and that is reliance on the veracity and integrity or other virtues or sound principles of someone or something, religious faith. German Trost, meaning comfort or consolation. So trust and reliance go hand in hand. Rely meaning to fasten and bind from Latin. Yeah. Now we know the fastening and binding is not proven physically. Looking at these words reminds us of unity because we can't be fixed without union. The firmness of our union without cannot be proven apart from divine union within. How can trust be demonstrated with a divine masculine feminines if we haven't experienced that within with our masculine principle? It's the union between our feminine and masculine principle inside that we receive the consolation outside. But the question is, what did we lose to require such comfort? I thought this was really cool when my spirit team went in this direction. Yeah, with that question, yeah, what did we lose? What did we lose to require such comfort without, you know, with the divine masculine, right? Um, and the answer is we lost enmity with man. We lost it. We know with the scriptures, uh, it 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 backs up this agenda, if you will, to cause enmity between man and woman. But here, what I'm receiving, what I'm hearing is that the reason why we receive this consolation without to match what's going on, the union within, is because we lose enmity with man now. It's the reverse. And so, in other words, we were rid of the plan to separate us from the love of God, right? When our attention was directed without, as with a man, um, as if our issue was with him, we lost sight of where our reliance, right? Going back to this word trust, where our reliance should be, right? Centered. Yeah. The divine feminine does not center the man, not because he is weak, okay? But because he is not capable of filling her up, okay? He is an embodiment of the will power on this planet. So it is his position to carry out the will of the divine for both of them. The divine feminine centers her divinity, and in turn, the masculine in willpower reciprocates. This act of mutual dependence keeps the balance, thereby cultivating trust. This is not the case with majority in society who attempt to have or keep a man. Most run into a relationship having no true understanding of the war that has been waged on the genders. It's a way to reap chaos on this planet because future generations have no idea how important they are to the planet. Because it is in knowing this importance that they do better, not only for themselves, but whoever they will contact on this physical plane. It's really that simple. So much so, neglecting self accountability has led them to believe that our experience collectively on this planet is normal. They do not trust anyone because, again, they do not know what trust is, having yet to experience this within, right? So, yeah, it's really that simple. Yeah. At least that's what I've learned from my own personal experience, that a lot of things that didn't make sense to me before is starting to make a lot of sense to me now, based on this firm foundation, which I would like to call it, um this union that has been taking place within me. It makes everything else make sense. um yeah. So I guess the question would be, if you're listening to this and if this is new to you, in the sense that you haven't heard it spoken in this way before, because I did reference scripture. Um, and like I said, it's just interesting to see how the Spirit just brings clarity to the mind with regards to the things that we've been indoctrinated with. And, the Creator is not exempt from using any medium it wishes to get a point across, right? There's nothing that the Creator isn't a part of. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't you can't keep it out. You can't keep the Most High Mother and Father out of that which it designed. So um if speaking in this manner helps something to click in your mind with regards to asking more questions, that's good. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. It's not all about us, speaking on these things because we feel like we have everything figured out, that we have all the answers, and that we've reached some pinnacle, if you will, and never have to do anything ever again. Um, if anything, I would say that it just makes life that much easier. At least in my experience, it has simplified a lot of the confusion and has helped weed away that confusion, because it's not as big as it seems. Like it's like the monster in the closet. Yeah. Or no, better yet, it's like the a light shining on like a mouse or something, making that mouse look really big on the wall, the shadow. But then you turn around and move the light and you see it's a little tiny little mouse. Like, it's just a little mouse crawling across the floor. It wasn't no monster. You see little teeth and everything look all big in the shadow, but it ain't that. And that's how I feel like when the light shines on these dark spaces in us that were created from false knowledge and misinformation, you start to see like, wow, like this is not as complicated as it has been made out to be. But it does make sense to me when I think about that agenda with the genders. It makes sense, because how important it is to understand micro versus macro, inside versus outside. You understand what I'm saying? To understand that manifestation comes by way of what we are able to visualize, what we're able to see and feel in all these senses, if you will. And therefore bring these things forth on the physical plane. So where you have all these people, well, I don't want to say all these people, but we know it's a big thing, especially in America. Relationships are a big thing. Romantic partnerships are a huge thing. And um I mean, a lot of industries make money off of this because of the division, because of the divide. And it's I feel like my team has been very good at bringing me back to the basics, bringing me back to like square one. It's like, yeah, we're not saying that all this stuff ain't happening. We ain't saying there isn't domestic violence. We ain't saying that there's women that are abusive. We ain't saying that all these things, these trivial things that people talk about. We're not saying that these things don't exist. What we're saying is it's the end from a means. So it's best to understand the means to get rid of the end that is bringing you dissatisfaction in your life. If it's dissatisfying, then you need to understand how you got there. And as a collective, how we have gotten here when it comes to distrust amongst men and women, first of all, is not understanding these principles. The law of the genders, not understanding these principles. I mean, truly understanding it by way of the initiation of the spirit. It is truly a spiritual initiation. This is why people can sign up for programs. They can sign up for retreats and all this stuff. They can do it. And it's not to say that you can't do it, but there is something that happens with the divine when we are truly ready. Like when we are truly ready, we ask the appropriate questions. We're not closed off. Like we're just open to receive. But there are experiences that we individually must go through in order to get to that space. Yeah, that where our heart, is ready to receive. So this is why I say initiation by the Spirit, because like myself, I've signed up for courses. I've been to theology school. I've done these things. And ain't nothing like my personal experience with the divine breaking things down for me. When I was sitting there waiting for validation from men, and it'd be crazy because I'm not saying that the people that I've worked with, this was their intention, but I could see that it was like, if I didn't fit a criteria that based on their personal experience, then I wasn't going to be validated. I wasn't going to be looked at a certain way or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why I said there's nothing like hearing for yourself, seeing for yourself, feeling for yourself, and knowing what that is. You understand what I'm saying? So everything played its role in my journey up until this point. Everything served a purpose, and assisted me to dig deeper, to go for more, to go for more understanding, to drop my guard down when it came to questions that may not put me in the best light, because now I don't look like a know-it-all like some people are. I'm actually like, oh, I don't know, like I can't really get with that. Like that's not sitting well with me. And that's why I try to encourage people on my channel about this authenticity, that even when it rubs people the wrong way, do it. Be it. You don't owe nobody nothing on this planet. You don't owe them nothing, because really you can't really be a part of the solution to what is taking place on this planet, which is setting this bitch back into equilibrium. You can't really be a part of that solution not understanding that which has to take place within you individually. So be open to that. But as far as trust is concerned, if you dealing with trust issues with someone else, the significant other, typically I'm talking to a divine feminine. If you're dealing with trust issues with a man, that's more of a reflection of what's going on inside of you. Like you need to really dig deep and see what it is that is being shown to you, so that you can level up in your understanding of things. Because if you think that your ascension comes by way of pointing out something somebody else is doing, even if you write about it, you could be right about it, But it makes no difference to us if we're not doing the work that we need to do. It makes no difference. I can sit here all day and talk about what somebody else is doing, but that don't bring any value to me. That's supposed, if I do talk about somebody, that's supposed, hopefully it's in discernment. Hopefully it's as a result of my spiritual growth, and that's why I'm speaking on it. But you'll have some people speaking on things because that they think that's what makes them righteous. That's what makes them, better. Is speaking on these things about other people. Yeah. Yeah. But no, by all means, if it's a result, if it's a consequence, I'm sorry, if it's a consequence of your spiritual growth, then you know what it is. It's not even I don't even know why you listening to me, because you probably be doing your own thing anyway. But yeah, that is not something. I'm thinking of the download that I received for that. Like, yeah, we do better because we know better, not because others do less. That's what the Spirit gave me. That's my spirit team added on to that. It's a very popular saying. People say, oh, we do better when we know better. We do better when we know better. And my spirit team, and it said, and not when others know less. Like, you don't look better. And to the spirit realm, you don't look better just because somebody else is struggling. And you not. That's not what makes you look better. That's not what makes you be better. You be better because you know better. Because you know something that you didn't know. Not that somebody else didn't know. You know something now that you didn't know before. And so that's why you got better. It had nothing to do with nobody else. It has everything to do with you. So kudos to those people that be talking, to the audience like that, letting them know, hey, your worst enemy. You could be your own worst enemy. Ain't got shit to do with nobody else but you. Yeah? So if you keep that in mind, we do better because we know better. And we know better, right? Because we have excelled in our understanding. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Nothing. We know how they can play a role in that, but really the ascension process has to do with you choosing to go further. Yeah, so I hope that helped, what I shared, because it was truly helpful for me. It's liberating because it takes your mind off of something that doesn't have the solution and brings it back to where the solution lies. And that's within yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a diss. It's not a form of belittlement. It's a redirection of your attention to success. Because if you are typically the person who is constantly focused on what somebody else is doing and not really digging deep as to why this is triggering you, and then coming to the conclusion as to why this is a problem and how you should remove yourself from that, But that it's very popular for people to identify something that they can see is triggering them and then remain in that situation as if they're getting some sort of satisfaction from complaining. Complaining ain't the issue. That's just bringing to your mind what is bothering you. Now with your mind, you want to come to the conclusion what you need to do with that. What you gonna do, right? That's what it is. Now, if you could continue to remain in a situation that is constantly bringing you the same consequence, and that consequence is not something that you are satisfied with, my friend, There is nothing that you could say about the other party that is in that situation if you are not trying to remove yourself from them. If it's one of those situations, if you are not doing anything to remove yourself from a situation, from a relationship, because that's what we're talking about here. Let's stay on topic. If you're a divine feminine and you have trust issues, right? Really, that trust issue is with you. It don't have nothing to do with the other person. It's you. It's really saying, I gotta do what I gotta do to make sure I'm safe. I gotta do what I do to make sure I got what I need. I. If it ends up becoming, oh, I don't trust because this person did this to me, this person did this to me, this person did that to me. Nobody's saying that we can't point that out, because shit has happened to me too. The point is, what can I do about it? What is it there that bothered me so much that made me want to close myself off, right? Once you really truly get an answer, that don't mean you're going to run back to that person. It doesn't mean that you're going to run back to that person with open arms and start off where you left off. That's not it. That's not always the case. It could be, like I said, just you getting understanding of what happened there, how that affected you. And now it's like, oh, getting a better grip on knowing what you deserve. Yeah. Yeah. So that trust thing I'm hearing, that's not the thing that's going to come up. It's not going to be like you have this thing where it's like a motto. Like, I don't trust nobody. Like, it sounds like hurt and pain. It sounds like unresolved issues. It sounds like, bag lady, why you, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you can hurry up because you got too much stuff. Right? It's just, yeah, it sounds like you got, issues. Yeah, that you need to take care of. That's what it sounds like. That's not a problem if you taking care of it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can't take you off your throne. If there's things that you got to handle within yourself and you need time and space and opportunity, that's your right. You have a right to make sure you are good. But I guess the main thing that the Spirit is bringing to my attention here is that inside, trust has to take place inside before it can be demonstrated outside with another person, with a masculine. If you don't got that, you are going to be that one blowing up their phone, wondering where they at. And I'm not saying that you didn't go through a bad situation that had where a person, because once again, you were centering that person. Let's keep it 100. A lot of women out here are centering men. That's not your purpose. You did not come here to center a man. Yeah? That's not what you do. Yeah? And he is never going to be in his power if he joins himself to you and you centering him. This is the clash right there. That's the clash between the genders right there. Her priorities ain't straight, and since her priorities ain't straight, yeah, he feels bombarded and he feels less powerful. Because that power that he's truly supposed to experience by way of a divine connection only comes when that woman is in her divine feminine energy. She's the one that's pulling the wisdom. When you think about the Masons and everything, the building, where did you think all that information came from? That's why I said, y'all not even going to get a taste of this if you don't understand the role the matriarch played. And the role the matriarch played was understanding that divine feminine role. You're not going to get none of that wisdom that you look in the history books and you look at these places. You go to all these places across the world and you go, how did they do it? Because we can't duplicate it. What? You know what the difference was? Wisdom. That's the difference. It was wisdom. And you cut that off. When the woman is centering a man, she's cut off. She cut that off. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. She cut it off. Yeah. Why you think? I mean, that ain't that the anthem, yo? Like after the whole manosphere thing happened and everything like that, it was like, we built the world. Yeah, we understand. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be building, but by way of divine instructions. And when it comes to divine instruction, there's no fucking losing. It's greatness. It has people who come after you looking at your workmanship like, damn, like y'all doing today. Damn. 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 What the hell? What was they doing? Damn. That's what it'll have you doing. Because you actually see men working with true power. It seems like they have gone so far to even conclude just a lot of, I think some of the stuff is just so far gone. Like it seems like the enmity between man and women is so deep that man is willing to even create his own fantasies about the reason why things ain't going the way it's supposed to be going. And he's saying it's not going the way it's supposed to be going because he's comparing today to yesterday. Yeah. That's where he's comparing today to yesterday. And he's going back to the woman and say, hey, I need you to get in line. I need you to support me. I need you to back me up. Y'all not backing me up. You don't listen. That's that number one anthem that come out their mouth. You don't listen. Newsflash. Yeah. It ain't about her listening to you. It's about her not listening to the divine. Yeah. And you can't give that to her. Yeah. Unless you tapped into that divine energy, you can remind her of that, but you can't do that for her. You can remind her of that. And I trust and guarantee if she's stubborn and she ain't trying to hear that, you're not going to be in her life for too long. Because like I said, as a man, you just not in that position to change her. Just like women are being told today, she can't change a man. That's not going to happen. You can't do that. Yeah. What you need to do is understand your position according to divine order and then take it from there. And watch the ease come. Watch the ease come. Because trust, in my own personal experience, there is so much ease as far as the mental is concerned. I know that a lot of the trouble, a lot of the contrast, a lot of the resistance ain't from me. It's from people who are refusing to go within. And so because the divine is so clear, I don't get tripped up with confusing that with me. I don't confuse it. I don't go, oh, the reason why this and this is happening to me because, I ain't doing something right. I don't got that no more. I'm on the right path, and this is what I want for my sisters. This is what I want for the feminines. If they are in this karmic energy, you need to get up out of that. You need to get into your divinity, and you need to understand ain't nothing this man can do for you on this planet to fill you. Nothing. All you doing is playing dress up. You dressing up like the divine feminine. Just like these people out here try to do. When they read these books and they try to tap into that, these Cleopatras and these Nefertiti's, and they're thinking about all these different women and stuff like that and trying to get a taste of that and trying to figure out when they read about Deborah and all these people in these different stories where these women were renowned, profound. Yeah. They playing dress up. They wait for Halloween to put on costumes. Yeah, that's what they doing. I'm not saying they're not beautiful. They're gorgeous. You have women out, they're gorgeous. Yeah. But it's nothing but dress up. All you doing is pageantry. You know, different from the people that go to the church and dress up and, yeah, play Bible. Yeah, play Bible characters. It's not a living experience with the divine at this time, what the Spirit is saying at this time to us at this time, what needs to be in order. And like I said, a lot of people are getting closed off because they're getting blocked by, and I don't even want to say gatekeepers, but just people that they believe have been assigned to keep a gate. Your very belief in them thinking that they have the solution can trip you up. Because you'll be sitting there giving them everything they want, and they listen, they ain't got nothing to give you. Nothing to give you but a program. Yeah, to routinely exercise so you feel like a hamster on a goddamn wheel, like you getting somewhere. And all you doing is this, looping. Loop, loop-de-loop. So yeah, trust issues is a personal issue. I'm going to say that again. Trust issues are a personal issue. It's a personal issue. And you need to do what you must in order to make sure you good. Absolutely. Yeah. But that whole, like, my life is going to be better when other people do better type shit. Yeah, you got some more work to do. in that regard, you got some more digging to do, because that's not it, sis. That's not it. That's not it. Because trust and believe, if you really know that you know that you know, in order to do better, you're going to do better, and you're going to leave that situation behind so you can move forward and do better, because you know it's so clear to your mind what you need to do. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. That's it. You're just going to do it because it's that clear. You're not going to sit there going back and forth with somebody trying to get them to become something in order for you to be. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What are you doing? You know what I mean? How does that work? If you had to do that with every person that you meet, I could see how far behind you would be in your mission, in your assignment. How's that work? You waiting on everybody else to be better in order to be better in your life? How does that work? Make it make sense. When things start clicking for you, I would think that's the time where you know the action comes, the willpower within you, that masculine principle within you is going to get on top of whatever it is that's made clear to your mind for you to do what it is that you do. And that's why they're out here saying what they say now. Oh, if you was a little bit more softer, whatever. Well, in some cases, sir, she can't be soft. She can't be soft. She will become soft. Don't get me wrong. She will. But it ain't going to start with a man. It's going to start from within. And I'm saying this from pure experience because I feel this transformation taking place out of me. Inside out. I feel a softness coming because what? Trust is being built with the divine. I'm able to let my guard down. Trust being led by the Spirit. It's real to me. This is a real experience. Yeah, I feel protected. I don't have no man in my life. Yeah, here protecting me, guarding me, and at the post, nigga. Like, I don't have that. But I don't walk around like I'm unsafe. I don't walk around when I get the clearing, or if I get an intuitive nudge to go do something, whatever, I go do it. When my ancestors say, stay your ass in the house, I stay my ass in the house. It ain't no different from when Big Mama had that intuition and she let you know, hey, I wouldn't go there if I was you. You might want to stay home tonight. That's how I'm led. This is how it feels. This is what it is in my life right now. So if a man does come in my life, trust and believe it's going to work. Yeah? From my end, it's going to work. Because I'm not looking to that man to fulfill me. I'm not looking for him to lead me. So he's not going to feel burdened in my presence. Yeah. Doesn't mean that we can't come together and make decisions and things of that nature. But you see what I'm saying? Like the guy is, I'm looking at all these channels and I see all these, and it's all this surface stuff, and it's real. I'm not saying it's not real. It's just the end. It's not the means. So talking about an end and not addressing the means is frivolous. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Other than the fact that you get paid by other people tuning in because they a novice. They don't know better to tune out. Yeah. And I don't think I would want to get wealthy off of somebody else's ignorance. Yeah. That's just me. I ain't saying there's a mandate from the divine that you got to do or anything. That's just me. Something don't sit right with me with that. Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's like giving people these pacifiers. It's like giving people pacifiers. Here you go. Pop that in your mouth. Yeah, for now. I don't have the solution, but here you go. You're looking over here looking like Maggie. Yeah. Off Simpsons. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it feel like. That's what it feel like. The reason why the trust issue exists between men and women is because women don't understand their divinity to align with that. And in turn, the men that she connects to ends up suffering because she is the true spiritual leader. She really is. She is the true spiritual leader when she is in, her divinity. That's why I said they do all the blaming on us anyway. Why is that? Because deep down inside, innately, they know, in the sense, you the boss. You the connect. You the plug. You the plug. So they're like, okay, you the plug. Yeah. I think we're gonna end it there. You got some more to say? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Like I said, if anything resonated, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section. Anything that you want to share that would be edifying to the collective, is welcome. Yeah, and until next time, peace, y'all.